How do you know the difference between the spirit and the flesh? I'm going to give you a little bit of insight into this. And this guidance should help you to figure out where you are between the spirit and the flesh. Number one, you need to understand that as you start out the Christian walk, you are in the flesh. You are living in the flesh. And then you advance into the spirit by rejecting the things of the flesh. And then somewhere along the way, a lot of us get caught up and we slide back into the flesh and we don't really realize it. And so how do we know if we're worshiping or living in the spirit or living in the flesh? And I've got a little metric for you that would help you identify. If you wake up whenever you want to, then you're probably living a little bit in the flesh. And if you wear whatever you want to, mean like, there's no really moral guidelines that guide you. You just kind of wear whatever you want to. And by that also mean that you go shopping and buy whatever you want to, you're living in the flesh. Or if you drive whatever car you want to. Now, immediately at this point, I can see some people starting to draw some boundary lines like, I can't drive whatever car I want to because I would like to drive this fancy, nice car, but, because of finances, I can't. What I am telling you is within your boundaries, if you are always leaning towards your inclinations, your wants, your feelings, your cravings, your desires, and the boundary is exterior, not interior, then you're living in the flesh. Let's go on further. So if you drive whatever you want to, or if you work however you want to. Now, again, this point, external burdens, we know that we have taskmasters, we have managers, we have district managers that come in and they keep us accountable. And so they will come in and they will force us to work. But when they are not there, what is the guideline? Do we have internal motivators that shape us, or do we go by how we want to? So if you work however you wish to, when you're speaking at work or at home or with friends, if you speak however you want to, and you just say whatever you want coming out of your mouth, if there is no restraint, if you just speak who you are, then that's living in the flesh. If you listen to whatever music you want to, just continually listen to whatever you want to because it's your music and you chose it, then you're living in the flesh. If you eat whatever you want to eat, period. Just eat whatever you want to eat. Or watch whatever you want to watch, whether it's news or pornography or soap opera or this or that. You just watch whatever you want because you want to watch it. You're living in the flesh. And if you go to bed whenever you want to, basically you've got to understand that as a sinful fallen creature, we have evil desires and wants. Now, a lot of times we just think, oh, those are the sin boundaries. Like I haven't murdered anybody or I haven't lied. And we think if I don't cross those thresholds or those boundaries, then I'm probably not doing anything wrong. But you have to understand that your sin nature is anti-spiritual, and it has wants and cravings that are anti-spiritual, and it actually takes sacrifice and self-discipline and self-control and pain to not do those things. So if you are doing those things, if you just indulge in whatever you want to, you can rest assured that you are living in a constant state of being in the flesh. Now, I do think that mature Christians are living in the flesh in certain areas. I think they have probably conquered certain boundaries or certain sins, etc. And I don't think across the board they are. But as a young Christian or as an immature Christian, you can absolutely get caught up in just a flesh type of living, just doing what you want to do And that should help clarify that if you are living that way and you're just doing things you want to do, and the only kind of impediment comes from outside of you by mandatory forces of law or government or consequence, if there is no internal guiding, then you're definitely living in the flesh.